How's it going, everyone? Today we're going to talk about one of the most stressful things that can happen while you're living abroad, and that's getting locked out of your bank account or financial account because you can't receive a two-factor authentication text. So in today's video, we're going to break down the options you have for maintaining a US phone number while you're living overseas, from free to premium, and which one actually makes sense for your situation. Let's dive in. So here's the situation. You move overseas, you set up your local SIM card, life is good. Then one morning you try to log into your Chase account or your Schwab account or your Fidelity, and they want to send you a verification code to your old US phone number. You know, the one you canceled before you left. And before you know it, you're locked out of your own money. Believe it or not, this happens to expats every single day. But it is completely avoidable if you know what to do before you go overseas. Now, what you need to keep in mind is that a US phone number isn't just how you communicate with people back home, it's the backbone for your entire digital identity. Here in 2026, banks, brokerages, PayPal, Venmo, crypto exchanges, they all want to send verification texts to that phone number. If you can't get that code, then you end up spending hours on the phone with customer service trying to prove you are who you say you are. Now, here's something that a lot of people don't realize. It's a very technical issue. There are two types of US phone numbers, and your bank will only accept one of them. The first type of phone number is a VoIP number. That's a virtual number from a service like Google Voice or Magic Jack. These numbers run over the internet, not a real cell tower. They're cheap and they're convenient sometimes, but many financial institutions, including Capital One, Charles Schwab, they'll flag it and refuse to send a code to it. So if that's your only US phone number, if that is your plan, then you might want to reconsider. The second type is a real cellular number tied to an actual mobile phone network. This is what you need for banking, and the good news is that you can get your US phone number or keep an existing US phone number from anywhere in the world for a pretty low price. Now, if you ask any expat forum which service to use just for two-factor authentication purposes, then 9 times out of 10, they're going to say Tello. The Tello service runs on the T-Mobile network, which means it's a real cell number, not a VoIP. Most of the time, banks will accept it. There are a few exceptions that have been reported by customers, but for the vast majority, you'll be good. Setup is fully online. You get an eSIM QR code in your email within minutes, and you can activate it from anywhere in the world without touching a SIM card. Now, the cost is what really makes this a great option. You can build a custom plan with 100 minutes, no data, and unlimited texts for around $5 to $7 a month, and that's it. One thing to note is that Tello doesn't offer international roaming from cell towers abroad. Instead, you'll receive texts and calls through Wi-Fi calling. So as long as you're connected to Wi-Fi when you need that two-factor authentication code, then you're good. Now, if you're looking for a number that also serves as your primary phone plan while you're bouncing between countries, Google Fi is worth a look. We just did a full breakdown of Google Fi. Link is in the video description, but here's the short version. Google Fi's unlimited premium plan runs $65 a month for one line and gives you 50 gigabytes of high-speed data in over 200 countries. There's no SIM card swapping, no different eSIM you need to download, no new registration every time you land in another country. It just works wherever you need it. The catch is that Google Fi really wasn't designed for people who live abroad full-time. If you're outside the US for an extended stretch, and users report that can range anywhere from 50 to 90 days, you'll eventually get an email that says that you have to return to the US, otherwise they're going to cut your service. Now, you can reset the clock by returning to the US and using the data there for at least a week. So at the end of the day, Google Fi is a great fit for digital nomads who also spend large chunks of time at home in the US. But if you live abroad full time and rarely go home, not a great option. The third option on our list is ultra mobile PayGo, very similar to Tello. Main difference is the cheaper price. It's only $3 a month, and that gets you 100 minutes, 100 texts, and 100 megabytes of data. That doesn't sound like much, but it does run over the T-Mobile network, so it passes bank verification checks just like Tello. The trade-off is that setup is not as convenient. eSIM activation can be pretty hit or miss depending on your device. And some users report that Wi-Fi calling connection does drop occasionally. But for $3 a month, it's hard to complain. Now, the last option we want to address is Google Voice. It's totally free to use, and for many non-financial services that require authentication texts, it does work just fine. Google Voice provides you with a real US phone number, and you can send and receive texts over Wi-Fi. Setup is very fast. The problem is that Google Voice is one of those VoIP numbers that we talked about earlier. Wells Fargo, for example, explicitly blocks Google Voice. So does Ally Bank. In general, it doesn't really work well for SMS-based two-factor authentication. That said, it's still worth having in your toolkit if you just need something for basic authentication that isn't related to financial institutions. So one tech stack that you can use is, first of all, get a Tello eSIM or an ultra mobile SIM for banking, brokerage, and other financial purposes. Something that requires a real phone number, you want one of those services. Now, for day-to-day data and calls, just get a local SIM or a local eSIM. That will save you a great deal of money. And finally, as an optional thing, you can get Google Voice. It's free, so why not do it? That stack will cover just about every scenario you'll encounter. It won't cost that much, less than $10 for the US side per month. And for the most part, you'll be able to access any financial institution that you will encounter. The most important thing to do is to get all of this set up before you leave. Test all of these services with your financial institutions. Make sure they work because they're not foolproof. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're always putting out new content for nomads and expats to make your life abroad easier. Make sure to get on our weekly newsletter, Americans Abroad. It's free and will keep you up to speed with all of the updates you need to know about living overseas. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.